Now tuned in to the War Party Paranormal Radio Show, where we will be discussing actual audio and visual clips captured during the team's investigations. Hear firsthand eyewitness accounts from fellow team members and special guests. Now smash that like, subscribe, and follow button, and let's get ready to welcome team leader and your host, Eric Vanderlaan, and tech specialist and co-host, Mike Del Coro.
What is up, everybody? Happy Monday. I'm Eric Vanderlaan. I'm your host and team leader of War Party Paranormal. And right over there...
Hey, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. My name is Mike Del Coro. I'm tech specialist and case manager with War Party Paranormal and the co-host of the War Party Paranormal show. And we got an awesome show for you guys tonight. I'm going to let Eric tell you what we're getting into.
Yeah, and welcome everyone that's in the chat. Thank you for being on our show. We got a great show for you. We're real excited about this guest. We have Mandy Sue Macy from Hollywood Paranormal Detectives. And actually, we had the pleasure of investigating with her in Virginia City back in October. And she's an awesome investigator. And she got hooked on the Delco. So she had a really wild experience. So that's what we want to talk about. But I'm not going to waste any more time. And I got a little intro for you. You want to see it, Mike?
Yeah, sure do. Let's do it.
All right, let's go. So yeah, that's Mandy. We also have another surprise guest tonight. So we're all full of surprises tonight. So I hope you guys are ready. So we're not going to waste any time and bring Franny from War Party Paranormal, our team, and bam, what's up, Franny?
Hey, Franny, how you doing?
How's it going, Parafam? Good.
Awesome.
How about yourselves? Good?
Good to see you.
Yeah, well, thank you for coming on. And Franny's on because she got to investigate with Mandy as well. And actually, they both have been doing the Delco, and they actually had a similar experience. So we're going to talk about that later on. And without further ado, Mandy Sue. That rhymes, right?
Without further ado, Mandy Sue.
Perfect intro.
I just threw that out. Came out nice and smooth.
You're a poet and you didn't even know it.
Exactly.
Oh, nice.
And
how are you guys?
You're doing good. Well, thanks for coming on the show.
Oh, thank you for having me. I'm happy to be here.
So
Hi, Franny.
Hey.
So, Mandy, why don't you tell people a little bit like where you're from, what you do, who you work with? Pretty much, I think everyone here in the chat already knows you.
Yeah.
You're famous, Mandy Sue.
Look at me. Yeah, so I live in Southern California. I've been in California my whole life. I am a psychic medium. I specialize in trance mediumship, so that's allowing full control to spirit with your body, to use your words, your body, your face, everything. I have been with Hollywood Paranormal Detectives for about a year now. And then also more recently, I've been teaming up with Jade from Ghost Club Paranormal and AJ from Ghost Vexers, who's here in the chat. We've been doing some collaboration, so it's been
Sweet.
really cool. Yeah.
Yeah, I saw the video from the Mackey Mansion. That was really
Oh my
awesome.
God.
And
Yeah,
actually,
That was crazy.
we met in Virginia City at PEX Pair Experience.
We
I think
did. We
last
did.
October. We didn't get
Yeah.
to investigate the Mackey, but we did investigate the vault at the Washoe Club, which was
Yeah. We were in the crypt, which is super
the
cool.
crypt. Yep, the vault. I feel like I'm going to a clubbing or something,
I know, right?
right?
Clubbing with the dead people.
Yeah. So. I never asked you because I didn't know that how sensitive you were, but we were getting EVPs there, and if people don't realize the crypt was actually a crypt. It was like back during the mining days, they would put all the dead bodies there and just
Yeah.
stack them up one by one. It was pretty crazy.
They would keep them there until it was warmer so they could actually bury the bodies. So can you
Yeah.
imagine how many people saw their fate in there?
Yeah, the thing is like 2 stories high, and they were like all stacked up all the way up to the top.
Yeah.
Really creepy vibe in there.
And I've never gotten any EVPs in there before until I was with you guys. That was the first time I've gotten EVPs outside of the crypt, but none inside. So that was super cool.
Oh, okay, cool. And were you sensing weird stuff in there?
Oh, all the time.
I know it's kind of hard to remember, but you've been there many times, right?
Yeah. So for me, it's kind of like a light switch. I can turn it on and off really at any point. So when I'm ready to dive in, I'll just turn it on. But I'm there so much, so it wasn't overwhelming for me or anything like that. I just kind of had it
Okay.
shut off. But I've definitely have been in there and felt a lot of overwhelming energy. A lot of souls that kind of feel like they're still there,
Yeah,
trapped.
they were so disrespected too.
Exactly.
Yeah, that would piss somebody off.
Yeah. Oh, hi, Mom. My mom's here.
Oh, cool. Hey,
No, that
mom.
might be Mom and Dad.
Oh, awesome. So, anyways, when we were in the crypt, we didn't get to investigate it that much. I mean, I don't know. Well, we were there for 30 minutes. We just it was just you, me, and the other Hollywood
Yeah.
Paranormal team, and I wish I would have spent more time in Mackey Mansion. I mean, it was a little bit of a rush, and we didn't get much time in there.
Yeah, it was cool being able to go to all the different locations, but it was definitely rushed. You guys have to come back and actually
You
spend
definitely have to.
time out there. Mackey Mansion is incredible. I just feel like you can't go there and not have an experience. So if you guys can, I know it's a trek for you to come all the way out, but
Maybe we'll have to go
It's
out there
worth
and shoot a
it.
couple episodes for the Haunter
Exactly.
Files.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And Franny, when you were in the crypt, what were you sensing in there?
It was definitely
If you can
creepy
remember.
little hole for sure, especially in the ceiling part. I
hmm
was more intrigued to look up there more than anything, more that was being pulled towards the top
I
part.
felt the same way.
Yeah, it's the ceiling for some reason, but it's just other than that. I mean, either the EVPs that we're capturing, I think that was the only sensation I was feeling more. It's just kind of just intrigued to know what's up there, what's up in this
Yeah.
creepy ceiling. I think there was a hole, or if I'm not mistaken, or something like that. But that was creepy to me, if anything. Yeah.
I was gonna say, Mandy, I have a question for you.
Yeah.
When did you find out that you had this this ability? Were you a child? How did that come about?
Yeah. Oh gosh. It started when I was really, really, really young. I had 2 near-death experiences by the time I was
Oh, wow.
4, and
Mhm.
I really feel that played a part in everything. But it started out as I wasn't seeing anything; I was hearing things. So I was hearing voices. I was being touched, and it was terrifying as a little kid because I had no idea what was going on.
I can imagine.
Because I couldn't see anything. It wasn't until I got a little bit older, probably 6 or so, that then I started to see people. So I would wake up and they're, cliche, somebody standing in the corner looking at you. There's always this male in the corner just staring at me. But yeah, so it just slowly evolved from there. And then I found out unintentionally that I could do trance mediumship when I was young.
And can you
Like,
explain what that is?
yeah. So trance mediumship is essentially it's similar to channeling, but you're giving full control to spirit. So you basically your human, your ego steps aside completely and spirit steps in. And so they can manipulate your body, they can communicate through you. Sometimes your voice will change to their voice. Your face can also change as well. It's a really cool, different type of mediumship. So that I found out unintentionally when I was early high school, that was something that I could do. It just started happening randomly, and it was fucking terrifying because I would have these blackout periods where
Right.
I would, like, minutes would go by and I didn't recall anything, but people were like, no, you were fine, you were walking around doing things. And I always try to explain it to my parents. I was like, I feel like somebody's taking over my body. And of course, like, my parents are so supportive, but it's like, what? You're crazy, you know? But yeah, so just over the years, it slowly evolved, and I've just been working on it and doing a lot of training and now investigating. So it's been a really cool ride.
Yeah, that definitely
Okay,
had to be
awesome.
terrifying. Like, not like when you didn't know exactly what was going on, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So, but
It was,
definitely a cool skill to have, right? For
yeah.
investigating the paranormal.
You know, it's come full circle. Something that gave me so much anxiety and caused me a lot of trauma and stress because I had no idea what was happening, and it was really hard on me. Now it's come full circle, and now I'm like, oh, I fucking love this, and I'm like, come on, spirits, come on in, you know.
Well, that was going to be my next question. Like, have you ever investigated like a dark place where you just got to like shut it off and walk out and you just can't deal with it?
So the only time that I've ever done that is at Nevada State Prison.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and we recently were granted access to the upper yard, which is where the worst of the worst were. They haven't had that open. So we were one of the first teams to go in there, and something took over me without my permission. So that's one of the things when I do trance, I really work with permission. They have to get permission from me first to enter, and they have to honor that. But there are the darker, lower level entities that just don't care. And that
Right.
I had totally been taken over by something, and I snapped out of it. And I was I felt so dysregulated, unnerved. I didn't feel good at all. I started to feel really sick because something just totally took over without my permission. And I had to walk out of the building for a little while because I just couldn't.
Now, once they're inside,
Yeah.
are they pretty much easy to like get rid of as well, or the darker ones are like harder to get rid of?
The darker ones always want to stay a little longer, you know. They
Yeah.
want to, they want to feel things, and they want to know what it's like. Especially now, this is weird, but I've tranced probably 3 non-human entities, and those are weird because they want to feel. They want to know what it's like to be human. And so they will stay a little bit longer, but I work a lot with my angels, and so they're very good at monitoring and making sure that things don't get. My poor angels, they're like, God damn it, we got stuck with this girl, and here she's putting this in her body.
Just putting us to work. This is supposed to be
Right?
Exactly.
supposed to be heaven. Supposed to be someplace peaceful.
Yeah. So, but it's a lot of times though they'll leave when they're done. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
And have you ever helped people, like done residential cases and using your gifts to help people?
Yeah, so slowly but surely starting to branch out into that. I've helped a couple of people with their homes and things that have been going on. Just like general, trying to gauge. A lot of times they're having a lot of negative activity, and so
Right.
go in, figure out what's going on, and then I'll try to help push out the energy, which when it comes to negative entities, it can take some time. So it's not a overnight process. It can take a couple months to really push something out. But hoping to do more with that because I really like helping people. And I know people sometimes feel weird about having someone come into their home, but
That's our bread and butter. We do that all the time.
really,
Yeah, we
Yeah,
specialize in doing residentials.
that's
Yeah,
so cool.
we're a non-for-profit. We actually help people in their homes and businesses. with any type of problems they may have, and that's what War Party Paranormal is all about. And then like the show and Paraflix and everything else comes after that.
Yeah, that's how
That's
we
super
started
cool.
originally doing our public investigations, was to get our name out there and meet people in person, because obviously when somebody calls a paranormal team to their house, they're usually, it's their last resort. What's going on down there?
I don't know.
I'm back. I don't know what's happening.
All right, there we go. Now we got everybody back. And people in the chat and people that are watching and listening, we're on a new platform here, broadcasting platform, so we're still trying to get used to it. So if everyone here is playing ghosties, you know what's going on. It's not paranormal.
So yeah, we started doing those public ghost hunting events so we can get out there, meet people face to face, and they would feel more comfortable coming up to us and saying like, hey, we have this going on.
That's how we get the word out about what we do.
Exactly.
That's really good too, because I feel like a lot of people see, not you guys, but they see groups like us, right? And they think, oh, they're all about, the episodes and the TV. And so they probably are like, well, how is it going to work with them coming into my home? So that's really cool. I mean, you guys, they probably get that sense of trust from you to come into their space and help them out.
Most people reach out to us from our events. Like at the end of our event, they'll be like, you'll never know what's going on in my house.
And there's a lot of stuff that we'll do like on our show or like on our Paraflix episodes and stuff. We'll do experiments and test things and use spirit boxes and stuff. When we do a residential, we don't
do that.
We're very limited on what equipment that we have.
So what do you bring to a residential?
Mostly EVPs, recorders.
Okay.
We do videos, audio, try to see what we can capture, do a sweep with our meters, things like that.
Okay.
We also have mediums actually on our team that come with us. And we'll bring we'll do like a preliminary, basically where we're just going to meet the people, and they're telling us what's going on. We won't do a full out investigation, and we'll bring one medium, and then if we think it needs a full out investigation, then we'll bring a different medium, and we won't tell them what's going on, and try to see if everything matches up. Also, I mean, they're like a tool, just like our paranormal equipment. The most amazing thing that can happen if something matches up with what they're sensing to what our equipment's picking up. It don't get any better than that.
Yeah.
It's happened.
That's the goal right there.
Yeah. And you get down and dirty with the paranormal equipment as well, right?
Oh, I love it. I love it. I'm a sucker for just equipment in general. I'm a total nerd, right? So I love all that stuff. I want to know how the equipment works. I want to break it down.
Same with her down there.
Yep.
Yes, that's why we get along. And of course, too, as a medium, there is nothing. Honestly, this is going to sound egotistical, but there's nothing more satisfying than being able to, use your equipment and capture something that you're already picking up on mediumistically, because it just continues to validate what's going on.
Yeah,
definitely.
And
that's what's mind blowing to me, right? Like when we're working with mediums and things like that, and we can have something that's going on that's collaborating with what they're saying using equipment, and it's just mind blowing. It's amazing.
Exactly.
Yeah, like the first thing that convinced me is on a previous team we had a medium named Anna, and every now and then she helps us too. But I remember we were walking around. It's like, oh, I see a shadow figure right there. And right when she said that, like my EMF meter made a huge spike. It was like crazy.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. So I'm like, I'm a believer now. So yeah,
that's cool.
Definitely.
And that's good that you guys work with mediums too. I feel like a lot of people. I get it, right? But
it's hard to find. It's hard to find good ones, right? And then it is an easy thing for people to say that they are, but so there is
totally.
A lot of mixture of good and bad out there, but luckily we've had some great people we've been working with, and really amazing stuff.
And if we find something there, we'll go there and we'll cleanse it. I mean, we're a very diverse group of people. At one point we had a pastor, God rest his soul, he passed away. We have a Reiki master. We have Wiccans, 2 Wiccans on our team.
You got the whole pot here.
Yeah, the whole
people.
enchilada. So like,
We're
yeah,
a large
because
team. It's
when
large.
you go into
Yeah.
into someone's home, like you don't really know what their belief system is, and you want to match them up with someone that they feel comfortable with.
That's
So
good.
that's
You
why
have a
it's
lot
good
to
to have
pull from.
diversity. Yeah. And Franny, she's like our cleanser now.
Oh,
Yep.
I love it.
She'll
Really?
like, yeah, she'll sage your ass up and down.
I'm not like Scotty OG style, but whatever.
Yes, that's good. I'm glad that you're utilizing your gifts,
Thank
girl,
you, thank you.
to do that. That's
Thank you.
awesome.
Yeah, it's great. That's great for sure. Um, and so Eric, right? You guys did the Delco at PEX, and Patty did it, and
Hmm.
a couple
Yeah.
other people, and then you got to try it, right, Mandy?
Oh
Man,
yeah.
but not
I was
until
so
not until later, right? You didn't do it
no,
at
I've
the
been
at PX.
everybody wanted to do it, so I just had to silently stand there and watch everyone else
Mm.
get their turn. I was like, God damn it. So I was really excited to finally be able to
You were there when Patty
do
was
it.
doing her session, right?
That was insane.
That was pretty wild. And
Oh
like
my
REM
God.
pods were going off around her and stuff.
Oh, it was wild. So I couldn't wait to try it after I watched that.
And I'm going to say it again. I always say it, but like when Eric didn't, brought those up there, it was, and I saw the
I
reaction from
called
everybody.
Mike. He was
I
like,
was like so
I called
thrilled,
him.
like to see something that I came up with and that we've been testing, and everybody's reaction and Patty's reaction. It was just, it was
Yeah.
amazing for me to see that, And now that I've actually been selling them and getting them out there, and people are using them more and more, and to see everybody's different reactions and that they're all very similar in ways,
Yeah.
it's really something. I never expected it to be like this. It was just an idea I had and came up with, and it's like, it's so cool that it's working the way it is.
That's so cool.
Well,
And
yeah. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
oh no, I wanted to ask. I feel bad because I feel like I don't know the story, but how did you guys come up with this? Like, what was the process behind creating
Mike's
So-
the mastermind.
this?
Yeah, I was kind of, you ever heard of the Gansfeld experiment,
Yeah.
where they take the ping pong balls and they would cut them in half, put them over your eyes,
Yeah.
and shine a red light, and then you would listen to white noise, and that's how they were testing ESP back in the 70s and stuff like that, when they were doing a lot of research into parapsychology with the government. So I
Yeah.
was like, listen, all right, you know what? That seems very similar to like an Estes method, right? With the blindfold, and then you listen to a spirit box. I'm like, I
Yes,
would like
that's
to
right.
combine the two, right? To get, instead of just having a blindfold, if we did the visual deprivation at the same time. And I'm like, you know what? There's got to be a better way than carrying around ping pong balls and a red light into haunted places. I gotta come up with something. So
They're
And I
comfy,
remember-
right?
I remember watching Paranormal State, okay, and
Uh-huh.
seeing Chip Coffey fucking put those ping pong balls on, or Lorraine Warren, and I just thought that was the coolest thing ever.
Yeah.
So, but yes, carrying
It takes
all
it
that
to a
around
whole new
is-
level, right? Right, Mandy?
Yeah,
It's like wild,
It's an amplifier for sure.
especially if you're sensitive.
and now I tried multiple different prototypes until I came out with these finally, and I don't know if
That's
you've
so
used
cool.
the new ones that
Yeah, but that Jade has.
yeah, the electroluminescent panels in there now, so
Yeah.
they're completely red on both sides, and yeah, so
Next,
I need a pair.
the next
now.
step, Mike's gonna have to do like a cool steampunk design.
right, I could paint them.
Yeah, make them
Deck
fashionable.
them out. Yeah.
Right?
Different colors and things.
Yeah,
Exactly.
I can custom make them.
So in the second half of this show, so we have Franny on here, and she did the Delco for the first time at a haunted place in Monticello, Florida, called the Denham House, and it was pretty wild. Like we had to take her off because we thought something was going to
I don't
attach
think-
to her.
Oh,
I don't think
shit.
this building has ever been investigated by like an actual paranormal team. I think they've done some
Oh,
ghost
wow.
tours and stuff
Yeah,
like
go
that,
around
and
with
they've had
Jesus and stuff
and
like
they've
that.
had like a couple people like spend the night there and video stuff, but like we went in there with like everything, and
yeah,
this
we went
place
full
was
force.
It
this
blew
place
my
was
mind. Yeah.
wild.
Hmm.
Oh my gosh.
Check it out on Paraflix. It's a 2-part series.
The
You'll love it.
That sounds super
Denham
cool.
House, yeah. So
Yeah. So and then it was almost similar because I was watching Jade's Ghost Club Paranormal, video on the Mackey Mansion, and it looked like you had the same experience too. So in the second half of the show, I took a couple of clips and put them together so people can see, and then we'll have you guys talk about that.
Awesome. I'm excited to hear it.
But I believe it's time to pay bills now, right, Mike?
Yep, that's right. We got to pay the bills.
We got to pay the bills.
So we got to run it. We got to run a couple ads. We'll be right back. Let's do this one.
Can they hear what's going on in the backseat?
I had a
What's up, Paranormal Peeps? I'm
You got finger placement?
and I'm the host of War Party Paranormal
I get so
Radio,
nervous when you say like the
and
wrong
also
thing.
team leader of War Party Paranormal Research. And we got an exciting announcement to let you guys know tonight, and it involves stuff like this, and my co-host is going to tell you all about it.
What's up, guys? I'm Mike Del Coro with War Party, obviously. We are a technical team, and we always have people ask us, where can we get equipment like this? Well, you can get it from the ghosthunterstore.com. We got a nice little sponsorship worked out with them. We're going to be doing some giveaways, so stay tuned. Very, very cool, and go check them out at
Very, very cool.
ghosthunterstore.com.
Peace.
Yeah, guys. So if you head over to the Ghost Hunter store and upon checkout, if you enter the promo code Ghost Gone Wild, you'll get a discount off your purchase. And that and the Ghost Hunter store is awesome. They have all kinds of metaphysical items, religious items, paranormal.
Mandy Sue, it's all
equipment.
about you.
Yeah, they have
Another rhyme.
everything. It's your one-stop shop.
I love it.
We got one more quick one, and
This
then
applies to everybody, by the way.
this one. Yeah, fuel up.
What's up, my paranormal people? Eric and Mike here from the War Party Paranormal Radio Show.
hear what's going on.
Wanting you to remember the importance of hydration. Remember, we hunt ghosts. We don't want to turn into ghosts. Dehydration can lead to inflammation and even degenerative disease. So hydration is crucial.
It's good
Whether
practice.
you're up all night investigating the paranormal, sky watching,
like awkward,
or
right? It's like
Bigfoot,
silent.
Fuel Up Hydration System is designed to support motivation, concentration, and rejuvenation with the best immune-enhancing delivery system available today.
Experience the benefits of Fuel Up with their
I don't think they can
Feel
hear
the
us.
Difference money back
Oh.
guarantee.
Visit fuelup.gg/war party for their special offer that includes free shipping. Fuel Up for life. Hey, Eric, how do we do? All right. Well, maybe we should stick to Hunt and Ghost. I don't know if commercials are our thing.
Oh God.
Yeah, guys, so
Hey.
check it out. It's fuelup.gg/war party, and you'll get a special discount on your product and free shipping.
It gets hot in Southern California, so you can use it,
Oh, yeah,
right? I'm especially on those outdoor investigations.
that's right.
It's cold right now, so
Is it really?
Really?
it's not fair.
Wow.
We're hot and
I
humid here.
wish. It is, yeah, it's like 80
been-
something
it's,
degrees.
Thank you.
May gray or June gloom. Excuse me, June gloom. We're already in June.
You're by Los Angeles?
I'm down near Laguna Beach,
Ooh,
Orange County.
nice. Oh,
Yeah.
then we need to come and visit you then.
Yes. Yes, it's cloudy and cold and beach weather. So
Well, you and Jade need to do a girls trip over here.
Yeah, come on down to Florida.
that would be really cool.
Yeah.
That would
Actually-
be super cool.
Yeah, for sure. And we actually got a new episode on Paraflix coming out, right, Mike?
That's right. That's right. We do. Coming out on the 16th of this month, so not too far away. A couple weeks, guys.
And we got a
And-
guest on that one too. Our War Party
Yes, we
Paranormal
do.
guest.
And I'm going to play that trailer for you guys real quick. It's only 1 minute, and then we're finished up with that fun stuff, and we'll get back to it. All right, let's play it.
Right.
People witness all kinds of activities from disembodied voices, footsteps, shadow figures.
So what's
Get out.
have been Eleanor, I'm not sure.
Eleanor was 9 when she died.
Thank you. Please separate.
The stairs. Oh,
What?
that's gonna be fun. Just super, super creepy, man. Underneath those stairs where it's pointing.
That's fine. Patty was the one that
Who's
inspired
down
me to
here?
get those, 'cause those things were...
Is there anybody with me down here?
I don't know. I don't feel welcomed here. And I'm just getting like chills all over my arm right now. I already feel really weird. It's like the weirdest place I've ever been to. I mean, it's sort of like unnerving right now, right? When all the lights are on.
June 16th.
That was wild. That was a wild investigation, guys. That was insane.
That was in Norristown, Pennsylvania, the Selma Mansion.
Ooh.
Very cool place. Goes back to, I think it was 1794.
Correct,
It was
yeah.
built.
Oh, wow.
Super old, and you could feel the vibes in there.
And
I'm not
Franny
even-
was rocking the hat.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, she was.
It's got a-
In the coffin box.
Yeah, that was really cool. You had a really cool interaction. We were doing a little spoiler alert. We were doing a isolation. The three of us split up into different areas of the home
Yeah, it's 3 stories.
and locked ourselves down for a little while. And Franny was having a interaction with the child using the paranormal music box. It was awesome.
Oh, that's super cool.
Yeah, no, it was a really good session. Yeah. Well, check it out, June 16th.
Right.
All right. So we're going to go into the exciting part of the show. We're going to talk about Delco.
Woohoo.
I don't know. Maybe most of these people here are sick of it, but it's a cool experiment. Try it at home with family and friends. No, well, try to keep professional here, but I got a little clip that I want to play with the similar experiences that
Ooh, okay.
Mandy and Franny. It's another rhyme.
Look at us.
I know you guys are gonna like 2 peas in the pod in this show.
I know.
Full show. So I'm gonna play this video and let everybody watch, and then I'll have you guys discuss your experience. And here we go.
I feel weird saying this, but when I was under the method, I saw the bricks melting, and then I'm not even kidding, the walls started closing in like this. And I'm like,
Hey guys, we're getting ready to do the raffle.
That's awesome.
Pull your tickets.
That's
And then like
crazy.
liquid.
Yes.
They became liquid, and then they became like,
and like you said,
dimensional.
morphing.
Like acid trip.
I really want you to go over to that.
Mandy, come.
Where?
Come
I don't
home.
want to disrupt you in any.
her.
Seems like he really wants to attach to her somehow.
Okay, we're gonna close this up now. We're gonna wrap it up. Are you okay?
Yeah,
That was intense.
and I don't think he's a very good spirit. And I think that he had like an unhealthy obsession with you.
I felt like a hand going down my leg, like really intensely. And I was like, something's touching my leg, but we're just going to ignore it. And that's when it was like, come home. And like, I was like, oh no, dude.
I didn't even think about that.
With him.
Before we leave this place, you really have to make it like he can't come back with you, because that's just a recipe for disaster.
On a side note, I feel like I'm sinking into the chair. I don't know if that makes a difference. I'm sinking into the chair. Follow me.
No, don't.
She's not gonna follow you. She's gonna.
It's me.
Who's this? Who just came here? Who just changed the whole feeling in this room?
Yeah, I got the tingles.
Yeah, me too. Somebody different here. Who's here now?
Perfect.
What's perfect?
I feel tingly up my arm.
Me too.
Greetings.
Look.
No. I want to take her out of it.
We have greetings. Hello. Who's this?
You have to go back. You're not allowed to say.
Haunted lady.
No. So, listen, whoever's here right now needs to back up and stand off. We're talking to Sarah and Sarah only. You don't have permission to communicate with us at this point.
Yes.
No. Don't argue with me.
So yeah, pretty both wild experiences. And I don't know if you caught the little heart rate monitor that we had on our finger.
You had a heart rate monitor going?
Yeah, we were.
My God, you guys.
I was actually talking and asking the spirit if they can manipulate her heart rate and rise it, and then it went to like 100 and something beats per minute, and then we asked if we could lower it back down, and it dropped to 60.
Holy shit.
And then I asked it if you can put 666, not realizing it's only 2 digits, and it did 66. So that was pretty crazy.
It was pretty nuts.
Wow.
I felt fine the whole time. It was like, how are you feeling? I'm like, I was just normal.
You're like concerned.
You with your blanket chilling.
Yeah. Kat was like scared. Like, we're gonna need to pull her ass out of this, and we got a good sage in after that. That's for sure. Good
Well,
cleansing.
the reason that we had like her like tucked in like that is because supposedly the woman, the spirit that resides there, likes to tuck people in like while they sleep. So we're like, all right, you know what? Let's put a blanket on her and see if anything happens too. You know.
Yeah.
But we think that might have been the doctor that was in the house that actually hit bones in the house, and we think that because we were talking to Sarah, and then all of a sudden, somebody different came in, and the whole vibe changed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they had a not arugula, but what do you call it? Cupola.
Arugula.
I was calling it arugula. You know, the little like octagon-looking window thing on the top of a house.
Yeah.
So I was doing isolation up there, and down the stairs, like I just heard people walking all over the place, like it was like nobody's business. It was crazy.
Yep.
I'm sorry. A heart rate monitor is next level. I can't get over that. That's next level investigating.
Yeah, I got
That's
some other
insane.
tricks. I got some other tricks up my sleeve that we're going to be doing here.
That was Mike's idea, I think, right? For sure. I think that was Mike's, yeah.
That's so smart.
So Mandy, that was the first time you did the experiment, was at that session, right?
Yeah. My first time, and it was really cool. I didn't know what to expect going into it because I'd never done it. I just watched everyone else do it. So I was like, oh, it's going to be like SDs, like no big deal. But man, I felt like it elevated it heightened everything. It elevated my abilities. Because in mediumship, we use red light, especially in trance mediumship. So what we'll do is, if you want to do a demonstration, you have your audience look at you under a red light. Because you can see the spirit manipulating you better. So it was kind of cool to like use it in the goggles, to see what was going on.
Did you get any visuals or anything when you were using it?
Yeah, I kept seeing this face, and it was like a transparent face, but it was very, like normally when I use the blindfold, I'll get stuff, but this was a totally different thing. Like, I was seeing this guy's face, and I would see him, and then I would see him move. Like, it was like I was able to watch him move around the room.
Really? Which
wasn't something that I was anticipating.
And you were getting touched too, right? You were feeling things.
Yeah, I was getting it felt like something was like crawling on me, and then the touching of the leg was like a very much sensual, touch. And so I just sat there and was like, okay. Like, is that gonna do? I didn't know what to do about it. You just let it happen, right? It's all part of the research.
Why not?
Part of the research.
So
The ghosties love you, that's for sure.
You're like, okay, this is
Franny,
fun.
did you feel anything physical when you were doing it?
For sure, sensation. Not much visual, other than I was trying not to fall asleep.
You felt like something was pulling you through the chair, right?
Yes, towards the end. So as we discussed earlier, at first I definitely think it was Sarah, friendly female spirit that was trying to like bond with before putting the goggles on and everything else. And then towards the end, I felt like it was definitely a more dominant, even like with the headset. The spirit box coming through, like the voice was male. it was very dominant, but I felt like towards the end, like this thing was coming out like aggressive, and I was like being pulled, like if something was grabbing me, like you mentioned from the legs. Now I wouldn't say it was like all sensation. It was definitely more like forceful, like it was like pulling me. Like if I was like,
He's like, come with me.
like if I was like sinking underneath like my chair, like I felt like I was like being pulled underneath, and it was really weird. And I was like, kind of like, wow, is this normal? Because that was like the only time I felt like, okay, this is getting kind of hardcore, like with the whole.
That's interesting you say that though, because I noticed. I mean, I've done this before with just the blindfold, but this time, kind of similar to yours, it was that sensation of, I don't know if you notice in the video, I start dropping down and like I'm like leaning over towards the end because I felt like I was being pulled down. It was like weird, like melting kind of into the floor. Yeah. And I've never experienced that before. And so maybe at first I thought, well, my trance is starting to kick in because, you know, we're doing this experiment, but hearing that you also had a similar sensation, that's
Wild, I think I said it out loud too during the session. I'm like, I think I'm being pulled because it was just like, am I getting into this? Like,
I remember you saying like, I feel like I'm getting like sucked into the to the couch. Or
and then right when she said that, the whole vibe started changing. It just felt like darker and heavier.
It got dark, like you could feel it. And I'm not real sensitive to things like that, but I could feel
his heart's sensitive though.
Yes, I'm a very sensitive guy. But I felt the whole like vibe change in the room, you know, and we were all like, kind of like same like what you guys like. What Jade was like, you know, like something.
Like, okay, here we go. Well, when they start saying, "Follow me, come home," you know, all this stuff, you're like, okay.
Well, you heard Kat in the background saying, "Okay, we gotta like pull her out."
Yeah, my girlfriend was, or my fiance now, actually.
Congratulations!
Thank you. She was with us, and normally she doesn't come on many investigations, and she's kind of a little spooked about the stuff. But she was like really getting into it. She's like talking to it, and she
had an experience too.
Yeah, she did actually. I think she was getting ready or something in the bathroom, and the door was locked, like an old school door, like the actual knob doors don't, like the knob locks don't lock. So it had like one of those old school like locks. I don't know what you call that. I just want to make sound effects.
Yeah, those things. Yeah.
But I guess she locked it, and it unlocked, and the door opened. And and we weren't filming or anything. We were just like getting ready to like go downstairs and meet them, and like so she had an experience there as well.
Interesting.
Very very weird.
Yeah, I see some comments about the AJ said that his red light went white.
Oh, really?
It seems like a couple people said that it ended up turning white for them, which is interesting. I didn't have that same experience, but the faces I were seeing were white. So
we have a gentleman, Joe, on the team, and he is a medium, and he won't call himself that because he still says he's in training, but he's
a paranormal puma.
Yeah. But he's seen a lot of different visuals doing it. Like I remember one time he saw like a cyclone, he said, and it was like right before a hurricane was coming. And like, so like, I don't know if something was warning him or warning us. Like it's just some of the stuff that he's seen, like a pyramid, like with the all-seeing eye.
Oh,
and like just
cool.
like and like a couple times he said he felt like he was getting dragged down a hallway, like if you were in like a gurney getting pushed down a hallway, like with the lights above you, like just super spooky. And like he's seen a lot of visuals and things like that as well.
Interesting. It'll be interesting to see what you gather over time with other people doing this and other sensitives doing this, because and I feel like too it's going to vary drastically depending on where you're at, right? But I mean, because it essentially puts you in a trance-like state, right? Or a channeling-like state, and
that's why it works better for different people.
Exactly.
Eric does it, I'll do it, and we don't get the visuals like some people do.
The only visual I got was a shadow figure walking in front of me, and how can I see that when I got red lights in front of my eyes? So that was pretty weird.
Yeah, that's really cool.
And I think the last investigation we just finished over last weekend, you saw some kind of like spiral-y stuff going on.
I saw like the red, but it was like different colors of red, like spiraling. And then we actually have like
The
I'm
tropical
not. I can't
depression.
give away like the info of the location because it's going to be a surprise. But it's close to
Yeah.
water, and we have like a little tropical disturbance like nearby. So I don't know. Maybe
It's always
that's
on my
related.
coast, by the
Who
way. The
knows?
hurricane, you know.
Yeah, west coast of Florida.
Well, it's interesting. I'm just like putting dots together because seeing like shapes and lights, all that stuff is very similar to. I don't know if you guys have ever done like a sound bath or any type of meditation, the sound bowls.
Oh,
Have
I've
you ever
heard
done
of it.
that?
I've never tried it. I like to though.
Those are so
So
relaxing.
yeah, so when you do that, if you open yourself up, you can also experience visuals. And it's crazy because the visuals that you guys are talking about are the same visuals that you experience, similar to what you experience when you're doing a sound bath, which is where you're literally laying next to a bunch of bowls and somebody's, hitting all the right notes. I don't know. It's fascinating. It makes you think.
And for those people that are watching and listening, I mean, the correct way to do the Delco experiment is you have to put the headphones and look through the red light with the goggles on for at least like 10 or 15 minutes and try to get yourself in a meditative state. And then you start the questioning after that.
Yeah, because that was the original way they did the Gansfeld. So what we put the goggles on, then put the spirit box on, and then wait about 10 minutes before we start doing the session, because that's how long it would take. I guess when doing the Gansfeld, they reported before you started seeing visuals.
Interesting. That would make
Oh,
sense.
real quick, we have a little another commercial, but it's more for compliant reasons. Trying to talk in all technical terms and everything, but the people that are on the KGRA digital broadcasting network that are listening to the show right now, they're going to be moving on to the next show after us because we're not the only show on KGRA digital broadcasting network. They have many other amazing shows, including MUFON. They're into UFOs, people with talk about cryptids and Bigfoot and more paranormal stuff and spirituality. They even have Bishop Long from Ghost Adventures. He has his own show there. So you guys go to KGRA Digital Broadcasting Network if you love that sort of stuff and check them out. They got some really good shows on there. And then those of you people that are on the KGRA Digital Broadcasting Network, if you want to continue watching us, you can watch us. We're still live on the War Party YouTube channel. And how did I do, Mike? Did I do good?
Outstanding, very well.
Did I leave anything out?
No, you did not.
Good job.
Just in case, a compliance officer is listening, I don't want to get fined.
Chanel's back there; she's listening.
I'm just teasing. Yep. But real quick, you were talking about when you get into a meditative state, you shine a red light on yourself.
Yeah. So it's something, not a lot of people do it, but in trance mediumship, when you're in training for it, because you can get training in it, we utilize red light a lot. And it's really crazy how just having a red light on somebody who's doing trance, their face completely changes into
Really?
the spirit that they're embodying. And I know that sounds crazy, but it's hard to believe until you actually see it, but somebody's face will start to shift and their mouth will start to look different, and the red light
Really?
enhances that. So you'll see them almost literally take on the face
Like you're dripping on acid or something like that?
Exactly. I know it sounds crazy, right? It makes no sense, but if you
It's
ever
a
get
natural
chance
hallucinogenic.
Exactly. Just put a red light on. It's fine. Yeah. So, but you will actually see their face change. And a lot of times too, with the red light, you'll also see, which has happened in my experience, you'll see faces show up next to the person who's
really?
in trance.
And,
So yeah.
what's funny is sometimes when we're filming somebody doing the Delco, we'll put some red lights shining on them, not even knowing that, just because we thought it looked cool.
That's interesting.
I brought that up. I got a picture that I want to show Mandy.
Oh.
Is it something like this? Oh wait, that's the background. How do you put a picture in here?
Overlay. layers.
Oh, okay.
We're learning.
Trying to be all cool and everything. Okay, here we go.
Like we said, remember a new
Like
streaming
this?
platform.
You see that?
No.
Oh, yep. Here we go.
Hold on. Oh, okay. There we go. Yeah. Like, but what we'll do is shine the red light directly at them.
Oh,
At
okay.
their face. So you can do it around, but then have one facing their face. You guys should try that sometime. I'm so curious to
No,
see.
we're gonna do that next time for sure.
Yeah, so have a
Maybe
red
put
light.
mirrors around us or something.
Yeah, and
We
put
wanted
like
to try that too, like set up like the big mirrors that are on like that for like a divider, and put like those behind with a red light, and then film that.
Oh, that would
like,
be
too.
so crazy.
On mushrooms.
I mean, now we're really tripping, right? But that would be really cool though, because the goal is you will see the spirit. A lot of times too, for trance, you'll see the spirit show up next to them, and a lot of times they'll see it as like a light. But for some reason, with that red light on, you can see it so much more clearly.
And the mirrors might just enhance everything.
Exactly. I mean, red's easy on the eyes, right? So like you can stare for a long period of time into it.
That's the reason. People ask me why red, and I said, well, somebody figured that out smarter than me. That came up with the Gansfeld experiment, but it is easy on the eyes as well.
Exactly. So if you got somebody staring for a really long time, not only through the goggles, but if you have like people watching somebody, they can watch, and then they're almost like getting in a trance-like state with the red light and seeing all the things that are happening around them.
Right.
I mean, this is really cool. You have to let me know how this goes, because I'm so curious.
Sure. I mean, we're always trying silly stuff. I mean, not silly, but just like crazy stuff. Like
just experimenting.
We did a double Delco, where we were in the woods on a river with one person, and then we had another person inside a haunted bar, both doing the Delco, and then we did a.
And in the woods, they've witnessed Sasquatch in there. That's like a prime spot for Sasquatch.
So we did like a FaceTime and did like dual Delcos in two different areas, asking the same question. And
oh wow,
the guy in the bar started talking about fishing, and like fishing hooks, this and that. And we looked down, and there was a pack of fishing hooks on
my foot. It was
by
crazy.
Eric's foot, like that was just there. Somebody fishing on the river.
Oh, that's so weird.
So
it was actually at this place right here. We did the Delco live on stage in front of an audience at this haunted bar.
Oh wow, that's so cool.
Yeah.
Oh, you guys are awesome. I want
Thank
to.
you.
I need to come out.
Yeah, definitely. We're waiting for you. You got an invite anytime.
Thank
Come
you.
in the wintertime when it's cooler and there's no bugs.
Okay, good idea.
Yeah, the bugs are crazy right now.
Well, I don't know if you remember when I was on your show, Hollywood Paranormal Detectives.
Yeah.
On your live show, we were talking, and Mike's gonna be like, "God damn it, he always talks about this every single time."
Oh, it is. Yes, it's.
I gotta bring it up again. So I can't let it go. We were talking
episode.
about the Aerojet rocket facility and what's the guy's name again, Mike?
Parsons?
No. I can't remember his name, but no, there's a facility that's there in LA. I forget the guys on your team, what they're called again. What's their names again?
Oh, Brian and Steven.
Brian, Steven. They were talking about that. It was the guy that he went to Caltech and became the father of rocketry.
Jack Parsons.
Jack Parsons. There you go.
Okay.
Yep. You guys there's a facility similar to
It's
the
like
one
the
that we
sister
have
facility
here.
to the one that we have here.
Yeah.
Oh. Well, that's cool.
Aerojet rocket facility.
I thought they mentioned that. Maybe I forgot, but I thought they mentioned that you guys went there and investigated the place. But you haven't been there?
No, I haven't been there. They might have gone before I joined, maybe. But I haven't been there. Yeah, but that would be cool.
Yeah. What we should do is a live while you guys are there. We'll be at the other one here and doing the Delco.
Double. Yeah, do like a double. That would be really cool.
Yeah.
That would be
I'm
cool.
down.
I always got ideas. We're gonna get
So are you going to be working more with Jade and stuff, or just kind of like collaborated the one time, or are you guys going to be doing more stuff? Or?
Yeah, we do have plans to do more. Jade is a really good friend of mine. We've para bonded, and
she's super nice. She's awesome.
Yeah,
she's
very
amazing,
nice.
and I got really lucky because
Met her at PAX.
Yeah. And so her and AJ, we've all gotten really close, and they were going out to do the Mackey Mansion in Nevada State Prison, and the other people that they were going with canceled, and so it just kind of worked out that I was able to go, and
Oh, nice.
and so, but we have plans to do some more stuff coming up in July, so I'm really excited.
But you're like a regular at Nevada State, right? You've been there like 100 times.
I feel like I live there. Yeah, I've become really good friends with Susan, who runs Nevada State Prison Paranormal.
Oh man, you know
Yeah.
what? When we were over there for PEX Para Experience, Franny and I were thinking about trying to get in there. I should have let you know that. Should have talked to you.
You should have.
Right?
I know. You guys will just have to come out.
Yeah, we definitely.
That place is worth every penny.
This is
It's worth
awesome.
every penny.
Just
And you
right
get a
by
lot of
it
time
looks
there.
amazing. Like it's like, oh, it's
I know,
like
it's so
screaming in.
creepy.
Yeah.
We'll have to do a Delco like in Death Row or something like that. Right?
Oh.
Who's going to be the
yeah.
sacrificial lamb?
That was my first time in Death Row too with Jade, because when we were there with Hollywood, we could go into the gas chamber, but Death Row wasn't open at the time. They were like fixing it up. So now Death Row is open, and
awesome.
it's
Where you wanna be.
a whole different ballgame.
Yeah. There was there used to be a women's prison down where I live, the Broward Women Correctional Facility. I don't know if you've ever seen the movie Monster, the serial killer, Eileen Warnos. She was a prostitute that went up and down, like I think 95 or the Turnpike, and picked up guys, robbed them, and killed them.
Oh wow.
And she was like a nutcase, and she was locked up there. She didn't go to death row there. She went to a different prison, but I got to investigate that death row there, and man, was it wild. I heard my first disembodied voice there.
Quick little interesting tidbit too is they actually demolished the whole structure, and we went back there just to see, and we got a Class A EVP on the rubble from the structure.
Oh.
Like in the middle of a field, in the middle of the night, we get a woman screaming, "Someone please help me."
Oh my god.
Hey, EVP. There's no women out there. Just us 4 guys hanging out.
Oh my gosh. And see, that's the thing. It doesn't matter if the building's gone.
I think it's probably worse. It's probably like, where did the building go?
I know. Yeah, now they're mad, right?
Yeah. So,
I mean,
yeah, it's pretty wild.
Experienced where I grew up. So I grew up in Clovis, California, and the Wolf Manor used to be there, and it was a notoriously haunted location. Ghost Adventures, Ghost Hunters, they've all been there.
I think I've heard of it.
Yeah, and so they tore it down because they didn't like the way that it looked, and it took up space and all this stuff. But so now it's just an empty vacant lot, but the lot is still extremely haunted.
Yeah.
It doesn't. They wanted to tear it down and build something nice and new, and I'm like, well, the new place is going to be just as haunted as the old place because the spirits ain't going anywhere. So
that's one of the problems about Florida is, anytime something becomes abandoned, they look at it with dollar signs in their eyes and they're like, okay, we're ripping this SOB down, condos,
Yeah.
Well, it's funny.
Shame,
it's funny that Mike says that because Franny works in management at a condo high rise, and Franny tell him like there's been some freaky stuff. Like they might be Native American or something like that they built over that. Didn't you tell me stories like that?
Tell me what's going on.
Yeah, like I've been in property management for 10 years, like on this side, but like even like the first high rise I worked at, like the security guards, like they worked the graveyard shifts. Shifts. Anyways, like they report like the luggage carts like moving on their own, like if they're being pushed or like glasses levitating. So I was in one building. It's like me feeling things. I can kind of sense things, but I can't say 100% it's like paranormal.
Yeah.
But recently I know that the current building, I can't disclose too much of where the information's at, just, because I don't want to get in trouble. But there was a death in the current building I'm at. So a construction worker fell to his death from 23
Nice.
floors going down. He wasn't hooked correctly. So rumors have it that he haunts the place, and I kind of believe that because there's a lot of crazy stuff going on. It's a new building, it's beautiful, it's like
Wow.
top notch, and you would never think that there's a dark past to it, but there is. And then there's rumors that these high rises are built on top of Native American, land as well. So that's a perfect bird.
Everywhere. You can't get away. I mean, it is literally
It's everywhere here. It's crazy. People don't realize that about
Wow.
South Florida, and it dates back like thousands of years ago.
Oh yeah.
Oh my
People,
gosh.
like, where the money's at, they like cover it. It's all
Yeah, there's like a strong
That's
hurricane
bad.
will come through, and bones will start getting exposed on the beach and all kinds of stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, with this past hurricane too, Ian, like that's another thing too, I'm sure. Like, I mean, there's so many deaths that happened with this past hurricane. So that's the other thing I'm sure with that area as well. Yeah.
And they don't have like, I mean, I don't know if you guys know this, but regulations where they're
They
supposed
do.
to like survey the land first and make sure that there's no.
They
Yeah,
do,
but
and they're
money
supposed
talks.
to. They're supposed to like.
Wow.
They're supposed to like notify the local tribes and stuff if they find anything.
Yeah.
But like just I've even talked to construction workers though. Like guys will be like, oh, they're tearing up a place and found stuff, and they're like, don't call because then we'll have to just stop.
Yeah.
Well,
So, like,
there's a high rise in downtown Miami. Downtown Miami is like an ancient, I think it's Tequesta, Native American city. It's right by the Miami River, and Miami's like pretty new when it comes to development. Like it didn't really start developing until like the early 1900s.
Yeah.
And back then, people like didn't really care about Native American and ancient history and stuff like that, and just started building all over the place. So once the buildings got old, and they decided to demolish them and build another building in front of it, right in the mouth of the river, they found like dwellings of huts and all these fishing tools and stuff like that. But there's one high rise just most recently that they were digging up, and they found all this ancient Native American remnants all along the place, and it was a big ordeal with them to continue building this high rise. So they came into an agreement that what they were going to do is in the basement of the building, they were going to have like a little memorial and have glass over the excavation of what they found, and have it be like a little historical thing. And
Well,
that happened in downtown Fort Lauderdale as well. It's crazy.
but
Yeah, it's not the same though.
still, yeah. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, and that's where spirits get unsettled.
Yep.
Some get upset.
We say this all the time too, but you have like a perfect storm down here that a lot of people don't realize is, our bedrock is limestone, and limestone's very conductive.
Oh,
And
yeah.
then you have salt water, which is also very
Yeah.
conductive, and then you have all these ancient burial grounds that have been
And we're
disturbed.
all right at sea level or below. I mean, I can go in my backyard. If I start digging 5 feet, I'll hit water.
Oh,
We
wow.
got major flooding problems. They say that in about 20 years, most of Miami will be underwater because of the global warming. It's already happening now. They
Shit.
whenever there's like
the-
a high tide or whenever there's a storm, they got systems that can pump out water that flood the streets, but it's starting to become too overwhelming.
Yeah, Fort Lauderdale flooded so bad the other day I couldn't get to work. It was the first time that's ever happened. Like it's starting to get like really crazy.
Again?
Yeah. Well, I mean the last time, whenever that was.
Oh, the other time. Okay, I was gonna say
Yeah.
like again. Oh, holy crap.
I'm
So
Italian.
you've
I
got
always say the other day. That means anytime.
the other day.
That means previous to today.
Yo,
So
down here,
Mandy,
adventure.
Mandy, hurry up before we get flooded.
I know. Oh my God.
You know.
Well, that's like if you think about it. So you've got the land, and then you've got the limestone, and then you've got the
Ocean, salt water.
ocean, and then you've got the weather, which also plays a factor,
Oh, yeah.
right?
Yes,
Oh
a
my
lot
God,
of
you
lot of
guys
low
are-
pressure.
No
Low
wonder you
pressure
have all the
system.
haunted locations.
Florida doesn't get a lot of credit, though. I noticed. Like, I mean, even like with like these ghost hunting shows on TV, like Florida doesn't get a whole lot other than like St. Augustine. I mean, that's all I feel.
Or
Like,
Key
or just
West.
Key West,
Yeah,
maybe
yeah.
Robert the Doll. But it's like in reality, it's like Florida's got like so much,
But it doesn't have the visuals, like the old
True.
historical like looking buildings, like, but
Yeah.
there is a lot of
Yeah.
activity around. There is a lot.
It's like they knocked them down. No, I'm kidding.
Right. Yeah, they're all gone.
Pretty
so.
much,
We got good mojitos though. If you like a good mojito with the mint.
Sign me up.
Okay. It's waiting for you. A paranormal investigation and a mojito.
Oh, I am down.
There you go.
I am so down. Oh, that would be fun.
Yep, Mike will be mashing up the mint for you.
Yeah, I'll mash up some mints.
Yeah.
Oh, do you make them?
No.
No, I can make one.
Eric just talks out of his ass.
No, I can make one. I'll teach Mike how to do it.
All right. Cool.
I love it. I'll let the boys make me a drink.
There you go. I even put an umbrella in there for you.
All decorated.
I love it. Decorate a little umbrella.
Yeah, I'm very cool with that way.
All about the presentation,
It is all about the presentation.
What's the Gilchrist jail?
Gilchrist County Jail.
Oh, Gilchrist.
Yeah, we have a multiple jails around, some haunted jails.
I
The
love
County Jail.
haunted jails.
And then Eric, you guys are going to a haunted jail this weekend.
Yeah, we have a Paracon at the old haunted jail at the Hamilton County Jail.
Oh.
It's in the middle of nowhere in Florida, Jasper, Florida. No one's ever heard of that place. But actually, Scott
It's almost on the
Tepperman.
border of like Florida-Georgia border.
Yeah.
It's kind of
So
far.
I think it dates back to like the 1920s. A lot of these like old jails, like they like had a lot of people locked up during the Prohibition times. They got busted for smuggling alcohol.
Yeah.
So they got a lot of stories about that in there. But yeah, we're going to be there. Scott Tepperman from Ghost Hunters International is like the big guest there.
Oh, cool.
And
Very cool.
they're going to have an investigation. You can actually sleep in the jail if you want. And it's Friday night and Saturday night.
Wow.
And anyone in Florida or in Georgia or close by, check it out. I mean, it's very haunted from what I hear. I haven't been there yet, so. And yeah, Franny's going to be there as well, and she's going to be with the sugarcane making the mojitos as well.
Hey.
my birthday weekend that weekend. So
There you go.
Oh, so you have to.
Oh,
Yeah.
Heck yeah. I feel like you can't go wrong with jails. I feel like
There's always so much
Never.
energy.
every jail, every prison, like you're good. Like you're never not gonna get activity there.
Man,
Yeah.
have you been to Alcatraz?
So I'm so sad I haven't. But I've been every time I try to go, something happens that I'm like not able to get there.
It's hard though. I mean, it is very hard. Yeah.
It would be cool to go. I wish you could. I think the best thing that you can do is like a nighttime tour, but they don't allow like investigations really. And if it's,
I would ask them because I went many years back.
You got some money,
Yeah, but what's cool about it is now they're doing these
like
night
a Zach
tours.
Bagans money.
Back then, like when I went, they didn't have night tours. But what I did is I ended up calling them. They kind of gave me some advice, and they allowed me to like investigate for 30 minutes, like while like everybody like they told you to get the last tour, and then like they kind of like guide everybody out. And they're like, okay, if you want like 30 minutes, but they're like watching you because they had like all those little like what I call them like the little state patrol troopers or whatever.
Yeah, making sure you're not doing anything.
But they were very strict. Like they were like, okay, that's enough. Like wrap it up. I'm like, oh my gosh. But so I would definitely double check and ask. But now I hear they're doing this night stuff. I'm like, oh, like I only went like around like 5 o'clock or 4 o'clock in like the evening or something. But that's really cool. But no, that's.
I mean, I can only imagine what that place is like at night.
I can imagine.
That would be cool. Could you imagine doing an overnight at Alcatraz? Like you're on this island in a jail.
Yep. And Al
By yourself.
Capone was locked there, and Al Capone's been all over South Florida. We've already like investigated several places he's been at.
Al Capone.
He's been everywhere.
I feel like me and that fool are friends in the spirit world because I've gotten him many times on EVP
Really?
at Zach
very
Bagans'
cool.
Haunted Museum.
Oh.
I'm like, I'm cool with Al Capone.
That's another incentive for you to come because we can take you a place that Al Capone used to frequent, and we've gotten
There's
we
a
got
couple of
DVDs
them. And then
That would be so cool.
there's Loop Road there where he used to have another hideout
during Prohibition.
You know, I don't even know why. Oh, that's why. At Zach's museum, they have his furniture. And so, like, it's his rug that was in his bedroom. So they had the whole floor covered in that rug, and there's still like stains on it from his cigarettes and all that stuff, and his dressing mirror and all that stuff. So it's all in his museum, and I just have multiple EVPs of him like upset about something and about someone. His friend Bugsy or something. I don't. There's all these things going on there with Al Capone now. So
that's cool.
It would be cool to see if we could pick him up.
Mike,
somewhere.
I'm just saying.
So cool.
Just think about bachelor party, Vegas.
Yeah, man, we're going ghost hunting.
How is Zach Bagans' Haunted Museum? Is that place
you guys? I know people hate him, and that's okay. But his
listen, I don't hate the man's a genius right now.
I know.
Everyone
can hate on him. Yeah, everyone hates on him and his show, but at the end of the day, like, look what he's created, right?
Exactly.
So,
Yeah, he was one of the first.
watch.
I don't. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
he's definitely an entertainer, but
Franny was a finalist to be on the show.
I was close. No, hold on. This was like many years back, and this is when he was doing the Haunted Museum at first, and you had to do like your tryout, and then you're on the top 20 on Instagram. But I didn't win because I think there's a girl that he now investigates with that is on the like his current shows, and she's the one that beat me. She's from Colorado. I forgot her name, but anyways, I was this close to winning, but I didn't win. I was like, oh, like I was this close. But I was like, and I see the episode, and I remember like seeing Patty. I don't know if I would have met her at the time, but she was on that episode, and I was like, it's cool now meeting her like now, but it's like
I saw you.
But all I got was like an autograph from Zach Bagans, like saying like, hey, thanks.
Yeah.
I met him, and I had a really like.
Oh, cool.
It was really disappointing. I think I had such high expectations, you know.
How was
he?
Like, oh no!
I know. It made me so. It was like I went back to my hotel room, and I'm pretty sure I shed a few tears because I was just like so
disappointed.
Oh, but no. I mean, I heard the stories. He just wasn't very. It was just socially awkward, kind of like. I don't know. He took a picture with me, but he wasn't very approachable
come on,
or
let's get
nice.
this over with.
Yeah, he was just kind of like, okay, bye.
No, you're wasting my time here.
I was like, God damn it. But it's okay. It's because I still really like him.
And I like the show. Marie met him too. She said the same thing. But the thing is with our teammate Marie, she's very like out there and will call you out type of thing. I love Marie though. She's like one of my favorite characters on the team.
Table tipping. You'll be doing table tipping with her if you come.
Yeah, but she's like, she says she's met him too at the Haunted Museum, and then she was like calling him out because he was like trying to hide away from the crowd, and she's like, oh no, I know I did not come all this way from Florida for you to be turning around. I was like Thanksgiving or something. She was giving us this story.
Oh, she'll get right up in your face. She's total Brooklyn, New York, like right up in your face.
Yeah. And she like called him out, so apparently he came and like took pictures, and she's like, and apologized for like, oh no, I didn't mean to, or whatever. I don't know. We have to like talk about the story, but it was funny. Yeah.
He does that. He hides, and then he'll come out and be like, oh, I'm busy. I gotta go. You know. I was trying to tell him a story about something that happened. I think he was just annoyed with me, and it was just so weird, and I never wanted to do that again.
He probably thought the coast was clear and saw you like, oh shit, let me go back in the office.
I was like, Zach, I have to tell you this story, and like, I mean, I would probably be annoyed with me too, so I don't totally blame him, but I just really needed to tell him this fucking story about what happened to me at the museum, and he was just kind of like, oh, you probably... Like, I shared an experience. He's like, oh, you probably shouldn't have, like, done that or shouldn't do that. Okay, bye. And, like, totally, like, took steps away from me and walked away. And I was just so embarrassed. And
I know, but you got to understand, these guys are getting their balls busted, like, all day, everywhere. They can't go anywhere. You know, like, I work in the marine industry, and I used to work at one of the boatyards, and Alan Jackson used to come out there all the time because he had his boat. And he used to, like, put his hat down like this, and like he would come walking like by, and you know, because he just didn't want to be bothered, you know. I mean, I could get it.
I understood.
No, I had a couple. I used to be in banking. I had a couple of like NFL pro football players as clients. I don't know if anyone ever heard of Ricky Williams, famous running back with the dreads.
Oh
yeah. I remember he would come into the bank, and people were like, "Oh my God, you're Ricky Williams." He's like, "No, I'm not." You got me mistaken. It was pretty funny.
You don't know me at all.
Exactly. And he'd be like really shy. No, I'm not him.
But I mean, even with all of that the museum, I've investigated there, like, as part of their investigations that they do. I've done it 4 or 5 times now. And, like, it's expensive, but I just think it's so freaking worth it because you get an hour or hour and a half and you get freedom. So you get to just go, like, if you want to go into an exhibit by yourself, you just go and shut the door and you can do EVP sessions, spirit box sessions. Like, it's so
I do
cool.
want to go there because I mean he's got some really cool stuff in there.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, yeah, you're like, I'm going up to so for example, the Kevorkian, the death van.
Yeah.
You know, I'm sitting there in a room with the Kevorkian van by myself or with my brother, because I take my brother there. And, you know, we're doing EVP sessions. Right? And we're doing spirit box sessions with the spirits. I mean, it's just like, how often do you get to interact with haunted items, you know, and all the spirits that are attached to those items? So it's such a cool... It's an interesting place. The energy there is all over the place and super chaotic. So I recommend doing the daytime tour so you can see everything, and then doing that nighttime investigation. Nice.
You know, St. Augustine has like a torture museum that's supposed to be super haunted with like old like
I've been there
torture
a couple
devices, like
times,
medieval and stuff.
Oh wait, they just opened up one here in Hollywood, I think.
Oh yeah.
I haven't been, but that sounds cool.
Yeah, it's pretty gruesome.
I love it.
Yeah, I've been there a couple times during the day. I haven't investigated it though, but it's pretty neat stuff.
Oh man, I can only imagine.
Yeah, we're hoping maybe it might be a Paraflix episode, the Haunted Files.
We already contacted them. They said we can investigate it. So
yeah,
that would be crazy. Like up at the guillotine, like what was it like getting your head chopped off? Tell
me,
right? You know.
Yeah, you can do the
That's
Delco
so cool.
with your head, like in the thing, in the goggles.
Oh, that's a good idea.
I wanted to do
guys.
an electric chair.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Yeah.
Oh, could you imagine? I would trip out. Like, what if you felt the shock or something?
Right?
You should put the heart.
Well, we were thinking of getting a straitjacket and trying it with a straitjacket on.
Hard to find.
They're hard to find. You can get like a costume one, like a
Just
party
tie
one.
you up.
If you Google search it, really
Party City, I'm sure.
bad stuff comes up.
Oh, yeah.
But we would want to get a real one, so possibly something could be attached to it.
You don't want the shiny leather one I found on Google?
eBay.
The S&M
eBay,
one, the S&M looking one,
Yeah.
with the studs.
That would be a total test of like your fear too, not being
Right.
able to get out of it.
Yeah.
Because that's one thing freaky about the Estes method or the Delco, right? Because you can't hear and you can't see. You don't know what's going on around you. Like, you know how many times I feel like people just left the room and left me there, and I'm like, they've already gone.
Yeah.
Imagine being in a straitjacket and blindfolded like that. Like, it would be, I don't know.
We were filming at these ancient native burial mounds, and we were doing the Delco. And for a second, I thought Mike was gone. Like, I was tempted to pull my goggles off to see if he was
like, where did everyone go?
I just had the sense that I'm all alone. It was really weird.
So I actually felt less alone with the goggles than I do with the blindfold. And I don't know if it's because of light. Like,
I've had people also say like they feel less groggy after a session.
yeah, I didn't feel as tired as I feel like I could have. And also, I think just having the comfort of the light, I don't know, but I definitely felt more comfortable. Whereas normally I'd be like terrified. I'm like, oh God, if something comes up to me right now and touches me, I'm gonna freak out. But
You got touch.
I mean, I let a spirit guy grope me on my legs. So like, you know, it's just different.
You get better than that.
I don't know. That would freak me out.
It's the light.
It's the light.
Right. Well, time is flying by. I can't believe, like, we could probably still keep going on.
Oh my gosh.
Right? But
so much to talk about.
yeah, but Mandy, we would love to have you back on in the future and
Yes,
hear more about
please.
your experiments to come with the Delco method. But tell people, like, this is the part where you just plug yourself like crazy.
Awesome.
Tell people where they can find you, what's coming up. You can plug Hollywood Paranormal Detectives. I was going to say Paranormal Pet Detectives.
Not pet.
Hollywood.
Not pet detectives.
Hollywood
Paranormal Detectives.
Ace Ventura.
So, I mean, I am a vet tech, so
Oh, okay.
It would make sense.
That was filmed in Miami.
Was it?
Yeah, Ace Ventura.
So Hollywood Paranormal Detectives, you can find us on Paraflix, part of the Paraflix fam, on YouTube as well. We do have an episode hopefully coming out soon. We went back to Nevada State Prison, so it's going to be a part 2. So that should be coming out here in a few weeks, hopefully. So you can check us out there. Instagram as well. Miss Mandy Sue is me. If you want readings, if you want to just hang out with me on my Instagram, I'm there. You can find me there. And then, of course, Hollywood's on Instagram as well. Also, Ghost Club Paranormal. Oh my God, I can't even talk. Ghost Club Paranormal and Ghost Vectors Paranormal. I want to support them as well. Those are my friends. You can find them on all social media outlets as well.
And Jade just had a new video come out in Nevada State Prison, right?
Yes, she did. So that just
She
dropped
told me
a couple days ago.
She told me she captured a full body apparition on
She
camera.
did. Yeah, it's
I did
really,
look
you guys, it's really freaking cool. It comes out of the wall, and then it
Really?
turns and like walks away.
Oh, that's wild.
And it's so quick too, but you see it come out and it's got legs and you can see the arms and it just kind of like.
That's all you want.
Yeah.
Investigation.
So it's super
Did
cool.
you guys
It's
see
captured.
it with your own eyes, or you just noticed it
No,
on camera?
so something was pulling us all apart from each other, and AJ for some reason was like, I want to go off by myself down this corridor, and so he was down there at the end of the corridor by himself, and that's where he captured it. Me and Jade were in the gas chamber trying to figure out what was going on with her because she was totally like getting
Oh, we just hang out in the gas chamber.
possessed. Yeah. We just hang out over there. It's comfortable in there, which is really surprising, but it feels safe in there compared to the other parts of the prison. So, but yeah, so that just dropped if you want to check that out. And then again, we have a couple investigations set up in a few weeks, so we'll get some more stuff out.
Nice.
Yeah.
We'll have to do a collab soon.
Yes.
Yes. I know. I was talking to Franny about us girls coming out and doing something. So that would be really cool.
Yeah.
Well, thank you guys so much. This has been
Yeah,
awesome.
we had so much fun. Thanks for coming on.
Come down to Florida.
I will. I'm
And
going to
you're
put
gonna
that in
definitely want you to become a returning guest.
I'm here. You just let me know when. I could talk to you guys all freaking day.
Awesome.
All right, Franny, and hey, why don't you tell people where they can find you and what you got coming up?
Well, I have, I'm working on episode 6 of Supernatural Eye, so that's going to be based on a very, one of my favorite
Something I
locations.
just talked about.
Oh yeah, Aerojet. So definitely, it's a wild one for sure. So that's what's coming up. You can check me out on Supernatural Eye or Instagram, Supernatural_Eye, and then YouTube is just Supernatural Eye. And then other than that, I got the Paraflix coming up here on June 16 with the guys, Salma Mansion. So that's all I got brewing so far. And the Paracon for Jasper. So anybody wants to party with your girl, check me out next week. And that's it. That's it, really. That's all I got.
Awesome. And for me, guys, if you want to follow any of my personal content, the easiest way is if you go to my website, flaparanormalresearcher.com. Also have links to buy the Delco goggles there on my eBay. And then a link out to all my social media, most active on Instagram. Check out the Haunted Files on Instagram, guys, if you can find out what's coming up. Also, don't forget to follow War Party Paranormal and the website, warpartyparanormal.com. Everything is also linked there. Yep, we got a new episode coming out, as we said, on the 16th of this month. And am I leaving anything out? Oh, yeah, and we have a local event, if anybody's watching that's local. Eric, what's the dates on that?
We are going to have an interactive ghost hunting event at the Haunted Gold Coast Railroad Museum. Super haunted. People get touched there, Mandy, so you'd like that
That
place.
sounds so cool.
It is awesome.
And groped, actually.
Hey.
This is true, actually. I've been touched over there. This is true.
Oh,
And so has another
times,
female investigator we had there, yeah.
So June 24th, starting at 7 to 11, 4 hours, and it's interactive, and the place is amazing. It used to be a former naval base. It had 3 big hangars. that stored these blimps, 6 blimps in one hangar. And in the 1940s, a hurricane came. One of the blimps caught on fire. The whole thing blew up. So we think that's what stirs up the activity. And then on top of that,
deaths. Yeah, the fire
they
chief
have,
died.
they have quite a collection of historical train cars. Like they have the Ferdinand Magellan. That was a presidential car.
That is so cool.
Yep, Truman, Roosevelt, Ronald Reagan, even Winston Churchill rode on there.
There was a CIA agent that lost his life on that train.
Yep, Secret Service. He got shot.
Yes.
Wow.
And we've gotten evidence of him communicating with them through EVP session, and they have a surrogated car back during the time of segregation, super haunted. They have a dining car, super haunted. They have a double decker. It's actually from California. It's called the Zephyr.
That's so cool.
Yeah, it's a double decker, and we've been on the top and hear people walking downstairs. And there's
and what's neat is they open up all the cars, and our team spreads out, and we all go into like
different
one of the
cars,
and people can roam around between the different cars. So and check it out.
That's such a good idea.
And we've seen just roaming around the museum. You see we've seen shadow figures. We heard a disembodied voice of a child. Pretty wild.
That's cool because it's so different than your typical haunted location.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's like every cart has its own like
personality.
Exactly.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm jealous.
You gotta come down.
I know.
Yep. So that's coming up June 24th. You can buy your tickets now. Super affordable, $30. Like, I mean, that's nothing.
Wow.
So take your girlfriend, your children, whoever you like. And then you can follow me, Eric, Ghost Hunter South Florida, on IG, Facebook, TikTok, YouTube. And what Mike said, War Party Paranormal. We're on all the social platforms. Everything's linked to warpartyparanormal.com. And and Paraflix, the Haunted Files. We got the Selma Mansion coming on June 16th. And actually, Mike and I we're filming at another new location last Saturday, and that's going to be coming out in July, and it's going to be freaking amazing. It's going to be one of the best ones yet, so be on the lookout for that.
Why? What happened?
You can't tell.
You'll have to.
What happened?
Can I get a sneak peek?
Maybe off air.
Okay.
Off air, yeah.
All right, guys. Hey, Mandy, thank you. Franny, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, everybody.
Everyone in the chat, thank you. Come back.
Yeah, thank you.
And subscribe and like and tell all your friends about us so they
and
can
all
watch
that fun stuff. Yep. Thank you, guys. We appreciate it.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Peace.
What happened?
Okay.